Danny in Lexington, Kentucky, has a question that I've heard several times, and it's really quite important. So let me address it now. Do you believe that Satan and Lucifer are the same entity? Well, Danny, the short answer is yes, they are the same entity. However, it gets a little bit more complicated than that. Let's deal with the technicalities as well as the practicality of those two terms. First of all, from a technical standpoint, Lucifer means light bearer, or star of the morning, as it's also translated. In short, going back in antiquity before the time of Christ, the term was in reference to the planet Venus. However, we find this term in Isaiah chapter 14, verse 12, where it speaks of the expulsion of Lucifer from heaven. There are some who would argue that's in reference to a particular Babylonian king. But the fact is, when you see it in the larger context of scriptural understanding, there can't be much question. All of biblical orthodoxy, at least that I'm familiar with, has considered that a reference to the devil, Satan, or Lucifer. I've already told you what Lucifer means. Satan means accuser or adversary. In the New Testament, there are about 30 plus times that the devil is referred to by that term. So what are we to make of this interchangeability of these names? Some would draw the distinction that Lucifer was the name of the devil, if you will, before the fall, and that after the fall he becomes known as Satan, the adversary, the accuser. But it even gets more complicated than that. There's a scripture in John 8:44 that speaks of the devil being a murderer from the beginning. Well, if Lucifer was an anointed cherub, then how could Satan be a murderer from the beginning and they be one and the same? You can't be a murderer and an angel. Well, the question is, what do we mean by in the beginning? That's what I mean about this being a little bit complicated. You may be aware that I've researched, studied, and written a lot about cults, such as Larson's Book of World Religions, which is a 575-page compendium of alternative religious philosophies and cults and other world religions. And one thing is consistent in almost all of them. Satan's the bad guy, Lucifer's the good guy, and they always see them, particularly from Gnostic teachings from which most cults have their roots, as different. From this you get Luciferianism that believes there's nothing wrong with worshiping Lucifer because he's not the devil. We could get into discussions about the Latin Vulgate and how St. Jerome used that term Lucifer, and it became approximately from the 3rd or 4th century onward a designation of the devil himself. But the reality is this. For practical purposes, all I know is that in exorcism and in dealing directly with demons, there's no difference. We need to get on with the job of getting rid of the one who is unalterably evil. The devil, the enemy of God and all of humanity. And we need to confront him by the power of Jesus Christ. That's what our International School of Exorcism and our Advanced Academy is all about. Taking on Satan through the power of Christ and freeing the souls whom he has held in bondage. Cancel curses, break soul ties, cleanse your ancestry, and cast out demons. Enroll now in the International School of Exorcism and the Advanced Academy of Deliverance. In our new book, Set Your Family Free, we teach how to raise children with purity principles, how to prepare them for adulthood, and how to break every assignment of Satan over their lives.
We give you the principles of spiritual warfare to fight for your family and to be victorious over the powers of darkness.
This is the book that will set your family free. How do you know if your problems are the result of bad life choices or demons? My 200-page book, Dealing with Demons, has answers for questions most are afraid to ask. Can Christians be demon-possessed? How can I know what's natural and what's supernatural? Dealing with Demons will teach you how to recognize symptoms that the devil is at work in your life. Be one step closer to living in spiritual victory. The most frequent demon that I deal with is the spirit of Jezebel. This demon wants to destroy your health, your finances, your marriage, your family, and your church. My book, Jezebel, is your key to overcoming the most prevalent evil spirit of our age. Get your copy today.
He took the curses away from me. Go see Bob Larson because he can help you.
If your life isn't all that it should be, if relationships aren't working, if your health, your finances, or your spiritual life are unhappy, schedule a personal one-on-one encounter with me. We'll get to the root of the issues that are holding you back. We'll give you answers and a whole new direction in life.
Oh, what a change, what a difference when you have an encounter with God.
Take action. I look forward to seeing you soon.
We encourage your support for this worldwide outreach to do what Jesus did. For the latest information on resources, seminars, conferences, training institutes, retreats, and international missions, go to boblarson.org. Thank you for your prayers and financial partnership.